Good morning, guys. Happy Friday to you. Sammy, you can see him in the background. We were up early for my daughter's swim practice, so he is catching some Z's. Hopefully, he stays that way. How's your Friday going? If you're here live, let me know that you're here. And if you're watching the replay, let me know that as well. I wanted to share today one of the common questions that I get as a health coach, and I hope that it helps you. We are looking at it being Friday the 13th. Oh my goodness. I hope it's a good day. It's why I'm wearing black. um, but I get a lot of questions about where to begin health journeys. And it really strikes home with me every time I'm asked this because I don't know if you're like me, but in the past, I always seem to do a lot of research. I could do this program, or I could do Mediterranean, or I could do keto, or I could do whatever it may be. And I always spin my wheels. And I spend so much time researching and such little time in action that by the time I look up, much of the month or week is gone. And I'm thinking if I had just chosen one and started, I'd be in a much better position than where I am today. So I wanted to share some tips if you are struggling with not knowing where to begin. I'm not talking about the how because that's a whole different topic. But if you're not sure where to begin, you're feeling overwhelmed because there's so many areas of your health that are just feeling out of control, not in sync with what you want them to be, I've got some tips to offer you. So let's talk about this. Before you begin, I want you to try and tune into yourself. Really kind of think about how you're feeling. What is it that you're most unhappy with? Is it maybe your energy level? Is it maybe the way you feel after you eat? Maybe it's some guilt, some mindset stuff that you need to work on. But really tune into where it is that you are noticing you feel the ickiest. You just kind of feel not the way that you really want to. And make note, and not just over the course of a day. It's really beneficial if you make notes over the course of a week. 2 weeks is even better because then you can start to recognize pattern. So, for example, when I wasn't sure really where I needed to begin, I started thinking about, for me, it was the way that my clothes were fitting. It was the fact that I couldn't go and shop in my favorite stores because frankly they didn't carry my size because I was a women's size. And so that was a lot of what drove me to dial in my nutrition because I was walking, I was exercising every day, but the scale just was not moving. So for me, where I began was with my nutrition. And I think it just depends on who you are. I have a client of mine who didn't have a whole lot of weight to lose, but she was just feeling blah. And so we kind of dialed down what it was that would make the most impact on her with her health journey. And we have been attacking it. She's been attacking her sleep habits. So it is all interrelated, but you have to figure out what speaks to you and what would be most meaningful to you. And there's so many different areas. There's nutrition, there's exercise, there's mindset, there's sleep. There are all these different things. Water, hydration is another big one. So tune into that, journal it, and look for patterns. And then you're going to see something kind of stick to the surface. And that's really where you'd want to begin. Okay. Um, Another thing that you can do is once you have figured out what you think that is, I encourage you to find a partner, a friend who's very close with you, someone who you trust, and be ready and ask them, where do you think I should improve in my health the most? Or what do you think I need to work on? Be prepared for the answer. If you're not prepared to hear it, don't ask it. I will say that from experience. I kind of get my feelings hurt when I ask, and then I get the brutal truth, which is really what I wanted. And then I stew, and then ultimately, I'm really glad that person shared it with me. So find someone, and you might be surprised by what they say. I was surprised by what Ken said when I asked him what I needed to dial with my health. I thought he would talk about nutrition, and he was more talking about the sleep part. So share that with a person. Another thing that's going to do, it's going to kind of add a layer of accountability for you. Whenever you bring in another person, whether it be a partner, a friend who's doing something with you, a coach like myself, it adds in a layer of accountability. So that's another plus for asking someone what that might be. And then third and finally, pick the one that you think is going to have the most impact. And if you're not sure where to begin, may I suggest sleep? Mm-hmm. It's a basic need. It is not a luxury, my friends. I have said this over and over and over again. If you are not getting 7 hours of sleep a night, that's an issue. I have lots of ways I coach my clients in helping them to increase that amount. There's lots of little tips and things that you can do. Lots of studies have shown how important sleep is for just helping our bodies recover overnight and during the day. So if you're not sure where to begin, may I suggest that? But if you have one, a place to begin, and you feel good about that, the next step is start. Don't go ahead and plan out what you need to do. Don't go and investigate all the other different things that you can do, because if you're anything like me, that is just an excuse to keep you from doing the work that you know you need to do. So I hope you found this helpful. I would love to hear where you are in your health journey, what you have chosen to work on. It's January 13th, my friends. Do you know most people that have made New Year's resolutions or New Year's intentions, they are gone by the wayside by next week. The third week in January, they're gone. So I don't want that for you. I want you to look back at the end of this year and be so excited for how far you've come. And if you're struggling, I would love, love, love to talk to you about that. So I would absolutely love it if you would like some newsletters. I'm going to be putting together some free resources, a newsletter with tips and tricks and lots of different things. And if you're interested in joining that email list, I'm going to put a link down below so you can click on that, give me your email address, and I will send you all the goodies and all the information that's coming up. And if you haven't done so, go to my business page, Comeback Mindset. I'm going to be doing more health-centered activity there in the next couple of weeks, and I would love to see you there. So I hope you have a fantastic Friday, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Have a great weekend.